deep down I knew this was going to come. So thanks for having my back, and for anyone who thought I left, I never left.
For the second year in a row, Monza delivers the feel-good podium of the Formula 1 season. We had Valtteri Bottas with possibly his best ever drive for Mercedes, driving through the pack from P19 to P3 on the podium. And of course there were smiles all round at McLaren, with Zak Brown and Lando Norris delighted at the team's 1-2. But nobody had a bigger smile that weekend than the Honey Badger. It's been 3 years since Daniel Ricciardo's last win, the Redemption Day victory around the streets of Monaco, and this victory felt just as special, and there was just the same sense of relief from the Australian as there was then. And as Ricciardo himself said after the race, it was the struggles that he's had this season that makes this win so special. A driver that everyone knows to be an amazing overtaker, potentially a top tier driver who could challenge for the championship in the right machinery. So to see him struggling so badly up against Norris this season has been really difficult to watch. So used to seeing that big smile and that optimistic attitude, but it's really gone away over the season, eroded by the fact he's been unable to get on top of the McLaren, and all of that is just so evident in the relief we saw over the radio. Relief at finally getting on top of the McLaren and delivering a top result, proving to himself that he could win again, and it all just seemed to come together in the most perfect way across the weekend. The weekend started strongly with one of his most competitive qualifying performances of the season. He was just 6 milliseconds behind Norris on the grid and in P5, whereas on average he's been 4 places lower across the season in qualifying than Norris. And he laid the foundation for the victory with 2 excellent starts on both Saturday and Sunday. In the sprint race he jumped Norris and Hamilton at the beginning of the race, and then on the Sunday he jumped Verstappen on the run down to turn 1, and from there he never really looked like losing the race. Even if Verstappen and Hamilton hadn't taken each other out of the race, I still think Ricciardo would have won it. And although Norris did suggest that he would have liked to have had a go at Ricciardo late in the race, I think he still wouldn't have had the pace to get close enough and overtake his teammate. And as a final cherry on the top, Ricciardo did grab the fastest lap of the race late on as well. And ultimately this is an amazing result for a number of reasons. One, it's Ricciardo's return to form, but you could also sense the relief at McLaren as well to finally have 2 drivers in the battle against Ferrari. It could even be this result that makes the big difference in that constructors battle for P3. And if Ricciardo can maintain this kind of form for the rest of the season, I don't see any reason why McLaren won't take that 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship. But I suppose first of all, to prove that he's really back and back to his best, Ricciardo's going to have to repeat this kind of result or this kind of performance on a more conventional circuit. The McLaren has been strong with its low downforce package several times this season, and this is the first time that Ricciardo's been able to unlock that performance from the car from his side of the garage. As we move to Sochi and to Istanbul over the next couple of races, this is going to be the real test of whether Ricciardo is back or not. Can he get close to or beat Norris at that type of circuit? It's going to be fascinating to see if this is just a one-off or if Ricciardo really is back to his very best. Well, the good news, and something that Ricciardo did allude to after the race, is he feels that he started to get on top of the McLaren even before this weekend. In Belgium, for example, he did qualify P4 on the grid and was very close to Norris throughout that weekend. Norris was hampered, of course, by his big accident at Eau Rouge, but Ricciardo still managed to qualify well and had shown strongly throughout the rest of the weekend. Ricciardo then outqualified Norris again at the Dutch Grand Prix. This was partially due to the fact that Norris couldn't complete his lap due to red flags, but at the same time Ricciardo had been a lot closer to Norris and had been faster than him in Q1 at that weekend. This should bode really well for Ricciardo, and I think a combination of the confidence from this victory as well as the development he's made over the last few races should see him start to perform like this on a more consistent basis. But for now, let's just savour the Honey Badger finally returning to form and another real feel-good podium delivered by Monza, and hopefully it's not too long until we get to see another shoey on the podium again. Let me know what you thought of Daniel Ricciardo's win in the comments, and if you think that Honey Badger is really back. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more content just like this. As a new channel, it really does mean the world to us.